Can you hear me okay? Just checking to see if you guys can hear me. I think there's 2 people watching. We'll give it a couple minutes, then we'll start. Can you guys hear me okay, Michael? Cool. I don't have my headphones in, so I'm not sure, and I got the live stream muted, so I can't tell if I can hear myself or not. We'll give it like half a minute more, then we'll just start. I didn't expect too many people here. Okay, well, I guess we will go ahead and start this. Thank you. I did hit 500 subscribers just like 10 minutes ago, I would say. We can do that if you want. Drink some beers, then how many sips it takes is how many you have to bench. So I did hit 500 subscribers a couple minutes ago, 10-20 minutes ago. I would say no, I've been messing with this for about a half hour just to get everything set up. I was going to do this about a week ago, but I did want to wait for 500, so we hit it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Obviously, this is my first live review, so I'm sure it's not going to go well, as in one screen I can see myself talking and in the other it is lagged, but I'm sure that's how it is for everything. So I'll go ahead and run the intro, and then we will go ahead and start this beer review. See how well this works. Okay, I'll wait for this to come up real quick, and then we will start. Okay, so here we go. So we are going to do a live review of Big Lake Brewing. This is Citra Session. From the bottle or the can, it does say it's a 4.8% ABV and 26 IBUs. I have never had a beer from them before, so this will be a first. If you have watched any of my beer reviews, then you know I like Citra. So let's go ahead and open it. There is no date on this can. I would say I've had it for about a week and a half now, not very long at all, but I have to say I did do another review tonight, and I had the beer for about 2 weeks and it was like 4 months old. So that was my fault for not looking at the actual can before I bought it. So we'll get this into a glass. Light's not perfect. It's not like the lighting I have at my bar, so I'm sure I'm not going to be able to see exactly what kind of color this thing has. Hey Mike, no, I got this at Mega Bev on Portage. But if we go ahead, if we look at the color, it is very, very clear. I don't know how well you guys can see it. I'm sure you're getting glare off everything. It is a straw yellow color, very, very clear. I can see the screen and everything. Some bubbles, not very many at all coming up. Head is white, very white, all small bubbles, and about 2.5 fingers of head there. Let's go ahead and get a smell. It smells like a Pilsner. I'm not getting any hops at all from the top. Maybe a touch of pine, but that's about it. I was thinking this should have some fruity citrus smells to it since it is Citra, but I'm not getting that at all. Yeah, Mike, I did that review. I think it's out tomorrow, and that's the thing I said. Sorry, we're getting away from this beer, but might as well, you know, spend some time talking. With that beer, you know, it's a pale ale, and that's what it's called. But to me, that malt is way too much for a pale ale. If anything, I would say that's like a double. I think that was a 6.5% ABV, and to me, that's kind of high for a pale ale. But yeah, out of this one, I'm not getting a lot of citrus or fruity smells out of it. A tiny bit of pine, but it smells like a Pilsner. I mean, nothing at all. Lots of peaks that are starting. Head is staying pretty well. But yeah, almost nothing. Like I said, a tiny bit of pine in there, and it smells like a Pilsner, kind of bready. Okay, let's go ahead and get a drink. Yeah, I'm disappointed too in the smell of this. I love Citra. I try and use it in almost every single beer I make, and any craft beer out there that I buy, or I'll buy it if it says Citra. Yeah, nothing. Out of the taste, it is kind of sweet. Again, though, the levels just aren't there. There's a little bitterness in the back, but maybe a hint of fruit and citrus in this beer, and that is it. Yeah, maybe a little citrus in the back before it goes down. Bitterness is very low to me. I already forgot what the IBUs were. 26 IBUs. I would probably think that's right. It stays for a tiny bit and then it's gone. Yeah, a little bit of sweetness. Untapped. Doesn't really have much of a description. I do have the website up for this one, and it says a light beer made with malted wheat with Citra hops. Easy drinking session ale, perfect for summer day or any time. I could see that, drinking that anytime, a lawnmower beer or something like that. But it's really, it's very well carved. It's making me want to burp though. Citra Galaxy hops are my... Yeah, I'm still trying to find some Galaxy hops over, obviously, since I'm sure you saw it, but I did brew another NE IPA last weekend, and I went to Bell's to find Galaxy because that's what I wanted to put in it. I didn't care if the original recipe didn't call for it, but they still don't have them in. So I'm either going to have to order them, or once I do find them, just buy them in bulk. I'm sure they're not cheap. Was that beer any good? I'm sure you... I don't know if you watched my Mosaic Hero video yet, but that was a very disappointing beer. But yeah, this one, it is easy drinking. It's pretty clean, easy to go down. Tiny bit of bitterness in the back, but I really think they need to up the Citra on this. This kind of reminds me of Crop Duster from Grand Armory Brewing. That one was supposed to have, you know, Citra, and it didn't even taste like Citra. If you really ask me, this, I don't know who could pick Citra out of this. But yeah, it goes down pretty smooth. I could probably drink a couple of these mowing the lawn or something like that, but kind of disappointed in this one. I do have another one. I think it's a rye one from Big Lake that I want to try, but I haven't saw many of them around, so I don't know how many they do have from the tap list on their website. They do have quite a few on here, but I don't know if they're considering that on tapped, like at the bar, or what they're talking about here. But yeah, it's okay. Okay, I'll have to keep my eye out for that one. I did get the Mosaic at Hoffman Grocery. So, and that's the only place that I've saw them. I'm sure you know, I know we've talked about it, but it seems like Megabev never has any of them. Yeah, obviously this is I'm guessing by the bottom of this, it is a unfiltered beer, as now that I've got the bottom in here, it is very hazy. Yeah, still not a lot on the nose at all. Yeah, so I guess to wrap up this beer review, smell is, to me, nothing to brag about. I'm gonna go back to it. I think it smells almost like a Pilsner, maybe a tiny bit of wheat, now that I did read that, but yeah, a little bit of biscuit, maybe a tiny bit of pine, but that's it. Taste is sweet. A little citrus, fruity notes in the back end of it. Bitterness is about right at 20 some IBUs. It does linger a tiny bit in the back, but for the most part, I don't think anybody could say this is a Citra beer. Easy drinking, though, like I said. And I've never played around with wheat malts and Citra hops, so maybe that combination actually gives you a different flavor than Citra. But putting Citra in like the New England IPAs and stuff like that, I'm used to that fruity citrus flavor that it gives you, and this really isn't giving it. At all. Some good lacing, though, on the glass, but I probably wouldn't buy this again unless for some reason this is a very old can, but there is no date or anything on it, and like I said, I maybe have had it a week or two, so it should still be good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on there at all. Have you guys had any other beers from Big Lake? I'm guessing that's a no. But yeah, I would probably have to go with a 3 out of 5 on this one. Again, like I've been saying, I think that Citra needs to come up some more. They need to add more to the end of the boil or to the dry hop to bring out some of those fruity notes or citrus notes in there to make that citrus shine. But if it was up to me, I would use a pale malt or something like that. And, you know, if I wanted a session or something under 5%, just add all the hops to the end of the boil or dry hop to get something like this. But yeah, I would say 3 out of 5 on this one. Again, I probably wouldn't buy it, but if somebody gave it to me, I'd drink it again. So thank you to all my subscribers. We did hit 500 today. Hopefully we can keep on climbing, get some more. And obviously I do put out beer reviews or beer related videos every single day, and I hope to continue that. I'm going to change the banner on the front page, since it says I think like 3 days a week or whatever. Get that updated. I do hope to do some more live streams, maybe once a week or so, to get this going and see how that turns out. But thank you guys for joining, and until next time, happy brewing.